Hey, good morning, brothers and sisters. Well, last night I was studying the Bible and going through, I guess, passages that are pretty common to everybody. Um, 1 Thessalonians 5. We'll just go 1 through 3 here. But the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, Peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So the words that kind of stood out to me, even though everybody watching this video has probably read these passages a million times here, but um, this they shall not escape. If you reverse that around, this is what I was thinking last night. If you reverse this around, there's this group that's going to be caught, and sudden destruction will come upon them as travail upon a woman with child. They're not going to escape. But I guess the reverse of that is somebody will escape. And when you read the rest of the passages here, Paul's just admonishing them that you shouldn't be asleep, that you should be watching for the Lord. And then he says later that um, the God hasn't appointed the church to wrath, but obtained salvation, right? So this whole set of passages, and we've done this in several different videos where we've gone through the Thessalonian letters, 2 Thessalonians 2, 3, and that whole debate, and the 1 Thessalonians, and really the context really is about the salvation of the church, the true church. And you get this notion of the day of the Lord coming, and it's written in the context here of the people that will not escape. But if you flip that around, like I said, that means the real church is going to escape in the language being used in the context of 1 Thessalonians 5. And so, that escape thing drilled into my brain, and it was Strong's G1628, ekfuyugo. I'm probably saying that wrong. Ekfuyugo. So that's as best I can do anyways. Just means to flee out or escape or flee. And so I did a quick search in the rest of the New Testament for usage. The first one that comes up is Luke 21:36. Watch ye therefore and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. So, what that told me is that there is an escape. A lot of people talk about, the trouble with pre-tribulation rapture people is that they just want to escape. I actually think this is the correct context. I think the Apostle Paul was telling us that the church actually should look forward to the great escape. And I think really he wrote it in terms of the people that won't escape, but down in the rest of them, he said, don't be like them, be children of light. And then he, furthers that notion of the harpazo or the escape. And so I just thought it was an interesting word choice usage. And it gets reaffirmed that it is, used that way in the New Testament in terms of the rapture. Because here Luke 21:36, which a lot of people also quote, as being, kind of another pre-trib rapture argument, is sitting right here. So, and again, if you look at this is then implying a pre-trib rapture again. And sorry if I don't want to stir up a debate, and if you just don't like a pre-trib rapture position, just ignore this video, I guess. But um, the day of the Lord cometh as a thief. And so, if you're not going to be caught or overtaken as a thief, if you're going to escape, that implies timing wise it has to be a pre-trib rapture. So I just thought that was a curious little thing. Like everybody, we read these passages a million times, and you focus on the one part that seems to really mean something here, but that word escape is kind of clever. It definitely it looks like it's applying to the rapture. And then I'll throw this in here at the end. I know I don't want to do videos for sensationalism, and the last time I put out a video where I talked about this, there was a lot of people that hit it that I don't think were that interested in Bible study, but just wanted to, you know, watch a video about the rapture. But I actually had another dream about the rapture, and the first dream that I posted, I mentioned I hardly ever dream. I mean, a handful of times in a year, I'll remember that I had some sort of dream in the morning. And so it's really pretty rare for me. And the rapture dreams and visions and whatever never had happened to me. Usually they're just really pedestrian kind of dreams or some little snapshot or something of what happened in the day or a topic. But the first rapture dream, I did a video just on that. I'm going to tag this at the end of this video. I mean, this video is about the rapture here, the escape. But so my dream went like this. I was standing in a park-like setting, and I do remember color in this dream, which I actually don't remember dreaming in color. So that was kind of significant. And then we were in this park, a whole bunch of people, and I would liken it almost to like a 4th of July setting where you're out there to watch fireworks, except we were all out there to participate in the rapture. And that was, we had a notion that it might be at this specific time and hour, and this whole field was filled with people looking up in the sky because we were all believing that potentially the rapture was going to happen at a specific time. And we were standing there looking up. I remember all these people, in the field were looking up, and the time came and went, and there was no rapture. And just like what we feel like here, you had that sort of slight disappointment moment where, yep, it's just, it's past whatever this time was that we were all expecting. And before the whole field had cleared out or anything, I started walking, I don't know, over to another group of people. I'd been standing more or less by myself, and I knew these other people. They were friends of some sort, although I don't recognize the names or faces. I just realized I was walking over toward friends, and just as I was getting over to them, so what is this? Just, moments after sort of everybody decided that the rapture hadn't happened, I'm walking over to them, and now this is kind of the goofy part, but a red light was glowing, I'd say in front of their face, almost like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Not to really make this too strange, but there was a light growing right out in front of their face, maybe off their nose. That's Rudolph stuck in my head when I woke up in the morning. And I know that sounds dorky, but it was like a glow right in front of their face like that. And then right after that glow, boom, their whole body went white. And right after I saw the friends' bodies glow white, we were all lifting up, and it was just awesome. And the only thing that I really got out of that, we were taking off, right, going up into heaven, but I noticed we were all kind of going not in a perfect straight path up. We were all sort of going in a bit of a looped path of some sort. I don't know if there was any meaning to that, and we were all heading up and we were all going. It was just interesting how we all sort of spun and took a slightly different angle or route. So, I woke up in the morning, I was thinking about this. What was that about? And, I'll give you my interpretation. I was with the whole body or group of believers, and we were looking for the rapture and the time frame that we thought it was going to happen in. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, I was pretty sure that if we were going to follow the harvest cycle, um, that the barley harvest, the Feast of First Fruits, represented Christ's resurrection at Passover, and at some time during the harvesting of the barley, if the rest of the harvest was to come in, maybe that was the church. And then to follow the harvest pattern, there's another first fruits celebration for the wheat harvest at Pentecost. And then I thought maybe that's when the tribulation saints would be brought in. And I still think there's something to the harvest model. I think that's God's trying to tell us something with the whole harvest model. It's heavy in the book. Matter of fact, the book of Ruth that images everything uses the harvest as a key component there. And if you go through and you read the book of Ruth, though, there's a subtle little statement in there about how I think it was after the betrothal, there was a comment about, and Ruth stayed and harvested. Uh, I think it was said through the wheat harvest or through both harvests. I forget how it said it. So, what do you do with that? I don't know. But so the barley harvest kind of came and went. We were into the wheat harvest with Pentecost, and I know, the folks that follow Gary Stearman, he writes a lot on that, and he did some YouTube videos. And so that didn't happen. So coming back to the dream, is this maybe making some sense then? We were all out in the field expecting a certain time frame for the rapture to happen, and there was a little disappointment when it didn't. But it wasn't very long after sort of we walked away from that missed appointment, if you want to say, or that missed understanding of the appointment. And all of a sudden I see the transformation happen among my friends, among the group of people I was going over to. Now, I don't know, this red thing off the front of their face or their nose. I mean, I don't know what to think about that. That could just be, maybe the angels come down and maybe they initiate the transformation of our bodies. People a lot of times see or talk about angels being orbs of light first and then manifesting if they do. I don't know if that's what that's about, but it's really cool for me to have a rapture dream. Like I say, having so few dreams, boy, that really stands out when it happens. And how did it end? We were just going up, up, and up, and I woke up, and you get this little disappointment. It really happened last time too. I thought I was gone, and then all of a sudden I woke up and I'm back in bed, and I guess I'd have to admit that that sort of happened again. I thought I was gone, and I woke immediately up. I couldn't have been sleeping that deeply. I woke immediately up, and it takes that second to realize, what's going on here. And I wasn't raptured, and I was right back in bed again. So there's my rapture dream, saints. Just praise the Lord that He's doing that. I think there's a little encouragement there for all of us. It definitely was for me, even though I was disappointed that the dream wasn't real. That the Lord would care enough to go ahead and plant that into my brain and let me have a little taste, even though we're still down here. And I don't know if He was trying to communicate something there with, we had the expectation that the rapture was going to happen at this period of time. It didn't, but it wasn't a very long period after that, and boom, there the rapture happened. I don't know if that was, God's little way of giving me a heads up as to how to expect what was going to happen or not. But I just praise the Lord that it happened. And you know what? I'm waiting for the great escape, saints. I know you are too. So keep your heads up, and our redemption draws near. God bless.